Good morning, folks. It's time to talk antiques once again, and we've got a lively crew here this morning. We're missing our chief honcho, though. He left out, but he put a good man in. John Hershman's here with us today.
Yeah, he was easily replaced, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to tell him that now, John.
Oh, well, I'll see him after a while. I'll tell him.
He probably heard it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's time to talk antiques once again.
Whoa, a week goes by so fast, don't it?
I'm telling you what, it makes me know I'm getting older.
Ooh, I think the older you get, the faster it is.
You're right.
Just like everything else. Well, we got John Hershman with us here today, and John's got some coins
Well,
here.
I came in and we've got some coins. You want to explain
Well,
where you got them?
Okay.
I visited my dad a couple of weeks ago, and he had me a couple of silver dollars and half dollars set aside to me that he had actually talked about just selling to the pawn shop, and I was like, no, don't do that, Dad. Give those to me if you're going to get rid of them. So he gave me an 1879 Morgan dollar and a 1921 silver dollar, and I've been meaning to talk to John for a couple of weeks now to ask him his opinion on them, and I looked about what I was guessing the value was from looking online, and of course, everybody knows things get better prices when they're graded. So then I looked at grading prices, and that seemed a little high. So I was going to check to him to see what that was. So he's been looking at them and telling me how to tell what your silver dollar's worth.
Yeah, a lot of people have a silver dollar or 50-cent piece that's fairly old that they need to know roughly what the value is, and should I have it graded or not? And that's a great question, because grading is expensive, and you've got to let loose with the coin to a reputable broker. And there's another way to do it yourself to even figure out if you've got a coin that's of value enough to do it. If it's
Right.
$15 to $25 to have one graded, you don't want to send off a $20 coin and have it graded.
Why, Lord, no.
So, if someone has an iPhone, there's an app called Photo Grade. It's a PCGS. It's a standard that they use for grading coins, and there's a photo app. And if you find that photo app, you can bring it up, and it will, regardless whatever coin you have, it's got the coin in that photo app, and then you can roll it to the grade, match your coin up to the exact grade, and it's very easy to do, and it's fun to do. Once you figure out it's between grades, if it's a GS, say a GS or we had one was extra fine.
GS4 was the one.
Yeah, we had one very fine to extra fine. So drop it back one grade if you're doing your research, and then if it comes up it's a $100 coin, then yes, it's worth getting sending off to have it graded. If it's less than that, I mean, it's going to be at your discretion. But you get down around $25, $30 coin, that's pretty much a no-brainer. You can't afford to do it. So hang on to it for keepsake, and it's still worth. And remember, if you go to a pawn shop, your coin, even though it's a silver dollar, it's only around roughly 75% silver. So if silver's going for $18 a troy ounce, you're going to get 75%. He's going to get 75% of that.
Yes,
as
and he's
scrap
got to make
value,
money off of it.
and then
Yeah.
he's got to make money. So probably on an $18 coin, you may be lucky to get $8.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works. Because he's got to make money. He's going to scrap it.
Right. Okay.
So I hope that helps. But it's called Photo Grade. Then you can once you have a grade on it, you can go to eBay, and you can go to items sold. We've discussed this on there several times, and look up that grade or as close to that grade on that coin as you've got, and you can see what it went for. And you may have something that's very rare. It may not be so rare. So that'll give you an idea, and to know that it's going to cost you between $15 and probably $30 to have one graded.
Right.
And the more you have graded in volume, if you have several coins, the cost will come down.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the cost. Like if you had maybe 25 to 50 coins, you're going to get a lot better price
That's the way the action
for
figures
grading.
are too.
And then on the other hand, you may have a coin you think is really good, and it may come in X'd out that it's got a flaw that you don't see that these graders do. That they say it's not gradable. And you still have to pay for it to be
Well,
graded.
yeah, sure.
You still have to pay for it to be graded, so it won't come back. And those that come back, that's called a slab. When you see a coin in a plastic case, and it's got GS or it's got a MS number for where it's uncirculated and mint condition, those are called slabs, and those are graded coins. So that kind of gives you a little bit of history. And if you're buying coins, try to buy a graded coin. You usually can't go wrong with those. Make sure they haven't been tampered with the case. But if you get especially in the Morgans and some of the others, they're not that. You've looked. They're not that much more for one that's slabbed in a case, and it's well worth it to go that way.
Now, one of the things you were pointing out when we were looking on the value of it was which mint it came from. Can you tell me how to tell whether it was a Philadelphia coin or a New Orleans and stuff like that?
Okay. Probably one of the easiest way is to get on eBay, and you'll see a like. I think right now you're on Philadelphia Mint, but you can put in San Francisco Mint. This one's got an O on it. Okay, when it has like 1879, it'll either be Philadelphia, New Orleans. They didn't. I don't think they made a San Francisco in 1879. So those two, and then there's this gets back into that coin lesson that I gave before. There's tall feathers. There's some of them have 7 feathers, 6 feathers on the end of the eagle on the back side. So there's variations of that same coin, and you gotta learn the difference in those when you're buying coins.
So is that the O right below the wreath?
Yes.
On the back side, in between the D and the O on dollar.
Yes, it should be.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, because I knew on quarters you look on the front.
Right, right. Different coins.
Okay.
And it's the reason why you really need to, I guess you can bring it up on eBay and find them, because you can look and see what the O and S, and they'll let you search for an S mark. If you put 1879S, if there is a coin that's 1879S, it'll come up. You can try that if you want to.
Now, well, let's say one other question is these.
right.
Like say these have been in a drawer and or my dad's pocket for a while, and they're visibly dirty on some. And I know you said not to clean them. Does that mean not even water and a washcloth?
No, just leave them alone. You can wipe them. You can wipe them off. You could wipe them off with a cloth, but you're going to be a lot better off just to leave them alone. The buyers they call it patina.
Yeah.
They want that look of the coin that's got a tone
Yeah.
Heard
to
you
it.
tell me about that before.
Because
That's
the 1879 one is a lot cleaner than the 1921.
Yes, the 1879 has been cleaned.
I think it used to be in a necklace, and
Somebody's cleaned it and put it in a necklace,
Yeah.
and it's been cleaned. The other coin you have hasn't been cleaned, and don't clean your coins. That's just
It just seems
good advice.
it seems the opposite.
yeah.
The opposite thing to do. I want something that's cleaned up, but when you do that, it takes the patina off of it, and these collectors want to see it, and that's the one that brings the money. there's another patina that they get. They get a it would be like multicolored, almost
rainbow.
a rainbow. Yes, a rainbow colored, and boy, they like that. If and silver does that.
What color is
Rainbow.
that?
Some type of oxidation in the air. I don't.
Just the environment
If they-
that it happens to be.
If they could reproduce it, they would. There are some chemicals that you can do some of that with, and there are some chemicals you can do some of that with, but it ruins the coin.
Okay.
When graders can tell it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they look at them every day.
All right, that kind of gets you up to speed on a
Okay.
little of that.
Well, that's
And-
I'll tell you, these
Thanks, I
phones will do
appreciate that.
everything nowadays, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anything you
That
want
fella
to
come
do.
over and tuned my guitar the other day using his cell phone.
Oh, that's what I use for my guitar tuner now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Did you load that grading app
I
on
did.
yours?
So I've got it on here. So I'll go home and play with it.
It's a
little
pretty
more.
neat app. I mean, you can do any coin with it, and it'll give you every grade that coin. You can grade it in. It's pretty easy to use.
Yeah, and it's got really high quality photos too.
Had one other thing. Sometimes you can't see a coin, whether it's got a mint mark or anything on it, and you can if you have an iPhone, you can take a picture of it and blow that section up, and use that as a magnifying glass for us people that can't see. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
me.
So,
And zoom in on different parts of it. also.
right. Well, that kind of gave you a quick
All right.
a quick overview and something to start with, and maybe some other time we'll explore that a little deeper. you know.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Ronnie, you've got some stuff
Yeah,
to
I've
cover?
got. Do we need to take a break? How much time we got?
We got about 3 minutes.
Okay. Well, we got our new antique week, which is what yeah, we're having trouble with this today. Don't want to stay put.
Like we're ready to go all day.
Well, I'd done it for a while and then it got better. But anyway, we got our new antique week. I just came in the mailbox right before I came over here.
Good.
So I was sitting there skimming through it, and there's some pretty nice stories in here. One was the diary of John F. Kennedy. His 1945 reflections on World War II, reflections on Hitler and the aftermath of World War II. Now you gotta think that he was a young man when he wrote this diary. And so it moved from the opening bid of $60,000 to selling for more than $700,000. It brought $718,750, and that was including the 25% buyer's premium. But he was 28 years old when he was working as a correspondent for Hearst's newspaper. And there's a picture of him in there, and you can tell he's just a really young guy
man,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, I never saw any pictures of him that young. Of course, he wasn't that old when he was president.
True.
You know how old he was?
I don't know how
he was
old
in
he
his 40s
is.
when he was elected, wasn't he? Does anybody know that?
I can Google here real quick, but that was a little before my time.
Now, the diary's new owner is a 71-year-old Joseph Alsop. He outbid the packed house and 6 telephone bidders. And he's a Kennedy area collector. And he's the son of the late Stuart Alsop, who was a columnist for Newsweek magazine. And he recalls meeting the young U.S. senator in early 1960 who was initiating a presidential bid. So he was 14 years old at the time. So
He was 43 when he was elected.
43.
So, yeah.
I thought he was pretty young.
Yeah.
I wonder, was he the youngest president?
That was on the page before. Let me check that real quick. Teddy Roosevelt, 42.
42.
There you go.
I didn't know that. We learned something already.
There you
Just
go.
getting started.
We good.
How old was Obama?
I don't know.
He was
I'll
pretty-
check it.
I think he is pretty young.
Oh, he's on the list of the 5 youngest. So he was. Grant Obama was 47. There you go.
God.
Okay. That's pretty young.
Boy,
Yeah.
and it ages them really.
no.
Hey, you can watch them just.
he left there.
That's
You can
what I was
watch them
fixing to
age
say.
when they go into that because
Absolutely.
That is a high-stress job.
yeah.
So, did we have any Kennedy items selling on these?
The highest price thing sold recently was JFK and Richard Nixon 1960 CBS debate plaque
Oh, yeah.
that it's signed
The first
by
debate.
Kennedy and Nixon. And there were 36 bids on that. Yeah, it went for $6,213.
That was all overwhelming.
Here's a JFK signed White House letter, JSA graded 10. Went for $6,000 was the buy it now on that one. Here's some handwritten notes on a meeting related to the Cold War that Kennedy made, and they were asking $8,000. It didn't bring that. Probably somewhere around $5,000 on that one. Now here's an odd one. JFK Abercrombie slacks and summer shorts owned and worn by JFK. $4,250. So what are you going to do with a pair of JFK slacks?
I was fixing to ask the same question.
David would frame them.
Yeah,
and,
well-
and get his signature from somewhere or off of something and
There you
put it all together in a.
Put them on a
in
mannequin.
There you go.
Yeah.
The bottom of a mannequin.
But you don't want to display them because you don't want the
No.
light shining on them.
No, I think he would frame them. You
think he'd display it?
He'd frame them.
Okay. Would you frame it and put it away, or frame it and hang it on the wall? Though?
He'd put it in a dark place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keep them safe.
And there's a couple of more. As a JFK typed signed letter from 1954 when he was Massachusetts senator. That went for about $3,500 as a best offer. Another JFK White House letter signed JSA certified. They were asking $3,500 and took probably around $3,000. And here is a Mont Blanc. Oh, okay, no, that's not actually about him. It's just something. And here is a JFK signed family photo depicting the days of Camelot. It's him and his children and wife, and 4 bids went up for $2,800. So,
We've got more on the way. Stay tuned for Let's Talk Antiques, continuing on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Madeline's Antiques and Uniques at 6107 Murfreesboro Road in Manchester has been helping collectors find just the right thing since 2008. With 40 quality dealers and a constantly changing inventory of collectibles from the 1800s to the present, they have many unique items in the store and new things coming in daily. Are you looking for the perfect lamp or clock to finish your collection? A vintage lunchbox from your childhood? Well, you can find that plus any number of other unique items in their huge building. With their easy access off I-24, they meet many travelers from around the world and just around the corner that come to buy and sell antiques, or just to stop and have a free cup of coffee and a cookie while browsing around the store. Come visit owner Madeline Kemp and travel back in time at Madeline's Antiques and Uniques. So many memories.
My name's John Hershman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
All right, we're back, and we've got Mr. John Hershman with us today, leading us out and leading us on.
Well, I guess, Ronnie, you're wanting to jump right into some of the fire suppression systems.
Yeah, because, I didn't realize that this firefighting stuff, was starting to bring a little money. 'Cause I hadn't looked at it in a while. But the Davies auctions, they held an auction on April the 1st from a private collection. And it's filled with everything from firemen's vintage uniforms to the leather buckets and alarm bells. But it said the collectors are most interested in the trumpets and the lanterns. So according to the National Museum of American History, as more American volunteer firefighting companies began to form during the late 18th century, a need emerged for better organized efforts in combating the fires. So the engineers and the officers, they would use speaking trumpets, to get their voices above the fire scenes. So they said that the lanterns and what else did I say there? The uniforms and the leather buckets were bringing some money. We've got some prices here. So fire trumpets sold this day included an ornate 1897 embossed silver fire speaking trumpet. So that was a dang nice trumpet for a firefighter to
it would be.
Yeah.
go over there and put out a fire with to start with. It was 22 inches long. It had a fluted trumpet bell. It measured 9.5 inches in diameter, and the braid rings were also on it. And it was the top lot of the day, and it brought $2,970.
Wow.
Now those prices included a 10% buyer's premium, and then they had a 23 3/4 inch long silver plate trumpet. It was engraved with a steam fire engine, had braid rings intact, and they had little eagle heads. They were held with little eagle heads, and it brought $1,760. And they had a shorter one that was 22.5 inches long, so it was ornate silver plate embossed fire speaking trumpet. It had a sailing ship on it, a fire wagon, and fire insignia. It was 9.25 inches in diameter, and it brought $1,705. Okay, now lanterns. Now these lanterns really surprised me because there's still lots of these lanterns out there, and I think David's got a few of those lanterns. But they're one of the largest areas of fire memorabilia collecting, and they had a great selection that day. And so they had an 18-inch tall Abrams Fox Fire Engine Company out of Cincinnati, Ohio, nickel-plated brass lantern. It had a red and clear glow. It did have its burners, and it brought $2,530. Can you imagine that for a little lantern?
That's quite a bit for a lantern.
I'm telling you. I'm interested to see what they're doing on eBay. I've got a few more here at the auction. But the top lantern of the day was an early 6-sided brass engine lantern. It had beveled colored glass with 2 glass edged, excuse me, glass panels. Had an eagle and embossed grapes. I don't know what the grapes represented, but it brought $2,860, despite the fact that 4 of the 6 glass panels were cracked, and it didn't have a burner. So it was 18 inches tall and 9 inches wide. A 19-inch tall lantern with a red globe. It was also nickel-plated, and it had its burner. Brought $2,420. Now they had a Holloway brass fire lantern with a square tubular frame, clear globe and burner. Brought $1,815. And a Holloway ditch square tubular fire lantern with a clear bullseye globe, burner, and a brass tag on front for truck 1 brought $1,630. Now I can't imagine that those lanterns would bring that kind of money.
Well, check this out. I found one that an antique 19th century Dvorsny Brothers fire engine pumper truck lantern. 34 bids went for $4,950.
So
they go for a lot of money.
There's
a lot
I
of
tell you what, I really respect firemen because they've
Yeah.
got a job. That's
Oh,
unbelievable.
absolutely. Yeah.
I never will forget. I'd worked for Telehome Police for a while, and back then they would transfer you from one department to another if they needed a fireman. So they transferred me one time to the fireman. I slept through the whole first call. They gave me permanent vacation there.
They might have.
They had a leather fire bucket with a staple. They were a staple at the time. I don't think I've ever seen any leather fire buckets, just myself personally. The top lot of them was an 18-inch tall. That was to the top of the handle. Bucket had its original paint and it marked number 2. Thomas Appleton Fire Union United Society brought $935. Yeah, I would think they would be rarer than the lanterns because they were made out of leather.
I've got several of those over here too.
Okay, and then they had an early leather fire bucket marked number 1, Captain J. Sherman, 36 inches. Had its original paint, was 21 inches to the top of the handle, and it brought $660. Now, fire helmets, now they were also highly desirable, and they had a New York fire helmet, an inner liner, black and red trim, and most importantly had a brass line that held the leather emblems. Assistant Foreman, SFD, brought $1,320, and a Game 1 New York walnut Victorian wood cased alarm bell measured 11 inches by 22 inches, and it brought $2,200.
Hey Ronnie, we found several hats here, and you wouldn't believe the price on those hats.
No, y'all take off with it, because that's all I've got in this.
They're like $1,200, $1,500, $1,100. I mean, they're all very, and you know they're old and they've held up. So
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
period, but they're
Some of
really
these are leather.
ornate, and they're ornate.
Yeah.
They look
That
pretty
doesn't
good
look
from
like
here.
a leather jacket or leather helmet, does it? But it says it is.
Yeah,
And it's
And it's got its shape. It must be some heavy
Yeah.
leather.
or they painted or something. I don't know.
yeah,
They
painted
do
it
something.
enough to hold the shape
Hold
even
it
maybe
together.
or something. So and they have a badge on them, so that probably helps. Metal plate for a badge.
There's one other area of that's highly collectible, and I've seen it different places, and that's fire suppression canisters. They even probably back in the 20s and 30s had some containers that were round and about 10 inches high or so, and you actually shook those to smother a fire.
That was the fire extinguisher.
And they kept those in the kitchens and homes. So there's some old fire suppression stuff out there that if somebody's, that's what they want to collect, they can find some nice stuff. And and a lot of it's really ornate, and it's even the boxes. Those boxes were red and pretty ornate. That, as I recall, it's been a long time since I've seen one. Mm-hmm. And then I've had some brass fire
bales.
No, it's actually the fire extinguishers.
Oh, extinguishers.
I think I gave David. Well, there you've got one. I gave David that almost that exact same fire extinguisher, and it's around. This one sold for $580. So
did you pump them up?
Yeah,
with a hand pump? Like a garden sprayer?
That you hand pumped them, and they had a mixture of powder and chemicals in it that would kill the fire.
Well, they're bringing some money now. I knew that the bale. I knew the bales brought money, but this other stuff.
This one, that one looks like a newer.
That's a new one. I don't know why
Must
that would be
$400,
but okay.
Well, tell us what all you found there on the buckets.
Well, here's a super unusual fire hand grenade, Victorian blue glass bottle. So you could just throw the glass bottle at it with water inside it.
And it breaks the bottle.
At one point, 17 bids for $760. Here's a Badger's brass copper fire extinguisher with flip top. Went for $640. Another one that's a much older looking. It says came from Holloway, Baltimore, Maryland. 28 bids on that brass fire extinguisher for $580. Man. Here's an antique 2-man firefighter pump. Went for $600, and this is the one where the two guys would be on each side, like kind of a teeter-totter thing, to pump the water from one place to another. Here is an emerald-colored fire extinguisher. It says this is the glass cocktail shaker. So is this maybe the one you were talking about, where you would shake it over the fire and it had stuff in it?
No, but it's similar to that.
Okay.
These were, I think they were cardboard.
Oh, okay.
And it was just it held something like a baking soda product in it,
and they would burn,
and it would smother. I'd say it would smother the fire.
Here's another brass fire extinguisher for $389.
Now those are good looking.
Those are very nice. Yeah.
You could set those around your house.
Here's another antique amber glass fire grenade fire extinguisher. These are just odd, that I can't imagine throwing a glass jar filled with water. Let's see. Should we check a description on this? Okay.
Maybe they'll give us tell us how you used it.
Okay. Have an old-timey, rare, antique, empty amber yellow glass grenade fire extinguisher for sale. I know nothing about the items.
It's about like this.
So. No, so they don't know about it. Let's see if somebody has something similar.
There's another one.
There's another one for sale. So let's see what they original antique example of late 1800s fire grenade bottle, typical round formation, commonplace during the period to have an item such as this readily available in the event of a fire. The bottle would have been filled with various chemicals or flame retardants, and the user would simply grab the bottle and throw it at the flames. The glass would shatter, releasing the chemicals to extinguish the flames. Well, it seems like you'd be excited enough if there was a fire you're grabbing to throw.
You might miss the fire, but you might miss the fire, but you're going to break it.
Yeah. Okay, and let me find one other thing here. So we grabbed some fire buckets you were talking about.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Here is a 1833 American folk art painted leather fire bucket. It measures 12 inches from the bottom to the top, not counting the handle. 23 people bidding on that and went up to $735. And an 1854 leather fire bucket in midnight blue with number 5 painted on the side went for $522 with the buy it now.
Wow.
1826 painted leather fire bucket number 4. 31 bids on it, went for $477. Man.
So those buckets are even bringing pretty good money on eBay.
Yeah, there's several in the $300 range, and
If anybody's got some of those buckets, they need to hang on to them.
yeah, and there's a lot of leather buckets on that. Well, with that, I guess we take a next commercial break.
This show is not extinguished just yet. There's more to come. Let's Talk Antiques continues on Thunder Radio.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Madeline's Antiques and Uniques at 6107 Murfreesboro Road in Manchester has been helping collectors find just the right thing since 2008. With 40 quality dealers and a constantly changing inventory of collectibles from the 1800s to the present, they have many unique items in the store and new things coming in daily. Are you looking for the perfect lamp or clock to finish your collection? A vintage lunchbox from your childhood? Well, you can find that plus any number of other unique items in their huge building. With their easy access off I-24, they meet many travelers from around the world and just around the corner that come to buy and sell antiques, or just to stop and have a free cup of coffee and a cookie while browsing around the store. Come visit owner Madeline Kemp and travel back in time at Madeline's Antiques and Uniques. So many memories.
My name's John Hershman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Hey everybody, we're back with Talking Antiques, and the number here is 728-1320.
There's our boy Max back at it again.
Yeah. Hey, Ronnie, you've looked up some more stuff on collectibles, and let's get you to cover those.
What we're going to do here, and we do this every month, and I noticed that it's in this one because, like I say, I just took this one out of the mailbox before I came over, so hadn't really had time to go through it. But we've got this month in collecting history. We do it every month, so we'll kick off with May the 2nd, 1519 was when Leonardo da Vinci passed away. Now, reportedly, he requested 60 beggars to follow his casket during his funeral. So his manuscript, or book of scientific writings, known as the Codex Leicester, is the most valuable manuscript in the world, and it sold for 30 plus million at Christie's in 94, so that's close to 50 million today, to Bill Gates.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I doubt they were going to have much on Leonardo, do we?
No, we don't. Leonardo's not.
Okay. So,
Well,
yeah, well, I don't think you're going to find much of that stuff on eBay. So, May 2nd, 2012, one of Edvard Munch's 4 versions of The Scream, a pastel on board in its original frame and dated 1895, was sold by Sotheby's for $119,922,500. Now that's quite a bit of money for
John, you and David bid on any of that?
no.
a painting.
We don't. He's a little old too for us. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So, May the 4th, 1929, Audrey Hepburn
There you go.
was born in Belgium. She had British parents, and the iconic little black dress she wore in breakfast at Tiffany's sold at Christie's in 2006 for $923,187. During World War II, she lived in the Netherlands and acted as a courier for the resistance at that time.
We got a couple of Audrey Hepburn things.
Okay.
We've got an authentic signed photo from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Sorry, they were asking $1,800 and took a best offer on that. The next thing is $539 for a 1959 Broadway theater negative from when Audrey Hepburn was in Gigi on Broadway. And then a $500 signed original photo glossy of Audrey for $500. And then here's her in 1955 in War and Peace, Audrey Hepburn and Mel Ferrer, candid negative, and that went for $450 with 5 bids. So her autograph brings a little bit of money.
Audrey May.
And some of these aren't even autographed too. They're just negatives that somebody's gotten hold of.
So they're bringing some money.
Yeah.
So this next one you'll have quite a bit of, I'd say. May 6, 1931, Willie Mays was born. He slugged 660 home runs in his career. His 1951 Minneapolis Millers home jersey, worn as he went from the Negro Leagues to the Giants, brought $44,063 at Robert Edwards auctions. In 2011, on May the 12th, 2016, a 1952 Topps PSA Mint 9 brought $478,000 at Heritage Auctions.
Wow. We don't have anything that much, but we've got a strange one, a 1967 Topps Who Am I card that was Willie Mays, that PSA grade of 9, that went for $891 with 49 bids. And the card on it says, "I stand as a giant among men in my sport. Who am I?" And on the back it tells you. So, let's say $891 for that. Here's a Willie Mays signed ball. Went for $550. And a Mickey Mantle Willie Mays Duke Snyder autographed ball went for $500. So keep your signed baseballs.
Yeah, I know those. All right. May the 8th, 1753, is the reported birthday of Phyllis Wheatley, the first female African poet to be published while a slave in America in 1767. Her poems on various subjects, religious and moral, was published as a book on September the 1st, 1773. A 2-page letter written and signed by her sold for $253,000 at Swan Auction Galleries in 2005.
I have no, definitely nothing on her. But I searched for poem to see what the most expensive poem on eBay was, which is Elvis Presley original handwritten poem. Original, stunning certificate of authenticity. They were asking $11,000 and took a best offer on it, so I'm not sure what they got, but it looks very nice. And in second place is Benjamin Franklin signature and a poem he wrote about a farmer's daughter, and that went for $2,000.
Wow, and there's two that
That's
I
nice
never
and framed.
would have thought of.
There
No.
you go. Yeah.
Wouldn't
I might
either.
have thought Elvis would have wrote a song, but
Yeah,
A
no.
poem.
He
I
wrote a
guess
poem.
some
That's
dark poems.
the highest selling recent poem on there.
Okay. So, May the 9th, here's another 1671. Now, this is some old stuff. This month, Thomas Blood and two men stole the crown jewels from the Tower of London, but only for a little while. They were captured nearby. For unspecified reasons, King Charles II released Blood from prison without a trial, even though the crown was hammered flat and the scepter sawn in half to make it easier to steal them. Now, explain that one.
Huh. I don't know. Yeah, we don't have any crown jewels on eBay.
So they steal the crown jewels, and then the king lets them out of prison, even though they've destroyed the crown and the scepter.
That's pretty neat.
That seems a little,
Yeah, that's different. Okay, May the 12th, 1820. English woman Florence Nightingale, the Lady of the Lamp, was born in her namesake city of Florence, Italy. She saved countless lives through nursing and improving hygiene, reducing the death rate in hospitals during the Crimean War from 42% to 2%. Now, that's a big drop.
Yeah.
No wonder she's considered.
We do have a signed
A frame,
photograph.
or a framed portrait of Florence Nightingale with her original signature framed below her picture, and it went for $500 British pounds, which was $647 here.
Good.
So
Now I have a 150-year-old brass desk lamp that belonged to her. It was sold in 2015 for 17,000 pounds at Hanson's Auctioneers in Derbyshire, UK. I don't know how much 17,000 pounds is. But
probably about 25,000, something like that.
It's
Yeah.
more than $17,000. Huh.
I think we're at a break here.
Okay.
And we'll come back with some more history, more facts, and trivia. Let's Talk Antiques coming up next on Thunder.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Madeline's Antiques and Uniques at 6107 Murfreesboro Road in Manchester has been helping collectors find just the right thing since 2008. With 40 quality dealers and a constantly changing inventory of collectibles from the 1800s to the present, they have many unique items in the store and new things coming in daily. Are you looking for the perfect lamp or clock to finish your collection? A vintage lunchbox from your childhood? Well, you can find that plus any number of other unique items in their huge building. With their easy access off I-24, they meet many travelers from around the world and just around the corner that come to buy and sell antiques, or just to stop and have a free cup of coffee and a cookie while browsing around the store. Come visit owner Madeline Kemp and travel back in time at Madeline's Antiques and Uniques. So many memories.
My name's John Hershman. I'm one of the original 6 owners of P&H Rentals. Started the company 30 years ago when we saw a need for individual, construction, industrial, and commercial storage. We have trailers and containers for lease and sell. Our physical location is 2947 Old Manchester Highway, Tullahoma, Tennessee. My phone number is area code 931-273-4252.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
We would like to thank Dr. David Florence for supporting Let's Talk Antiques. See Dr. Florence at 804 Kalon Street in Manchester for all of your medical needs. Call 728-5522 for your appointment today. Most insurances accepted.
Well, we're back on antiques. And, speaking of antiques, this is the 50th high school reunion for my high school class. And they're going to have it in September the 23rd. So,
Man, how old are you, John?
Where do you have it?
how old am I? You can back into that number pretty close, I think.
Where are y'all having it at, John?
Although I was 25, I think, when I graduated.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
I had to repeat kindergarten a lot.
Yeah.
But Ronnie, I know you've got a few more things to cover. And,
Well, I was wondering where y'all was going to have your reunion at this year.
I'm not sure yet.
You don't know?
They're still planning it. I know the date's set for the 23rd.
Who's in charge of that?
I think Dow Jones and some other ladies are doing it. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know at this time. But
Do you know how they would get in touch with her? if they wanted to?
they're pretty well doing it on Facebook. I
Are
think
they?
now. Yes.
So you can look on Facebook
Yeah.
and find
So
out
right. So,
from her Facebook page.
yes,
Or-
I'd look at Dow Jones's Facebook page if you can get to it sometime, and maybe Eric Swanson knows a little more than I do. His wife is usually active in our reunion stuff, even though she graduated 2 years later. But she's Eric's wife. So
Right, so
there you
she
go.
has to be.
There you
Okay, so back to this month in collecting history. We've got quite a few still here to get through. May the year, and the next two are going to be kind of interesting because they go together. So May the 15th, 1856, L. Frank Baum was born. Now, he wrote 14 novels about Oz, including The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Other authors have written dozens more. Now, in 2013, Bonhams auctioned a first issue of the book for $87,500. It was one of the two known to be signed and inscribed by Baum as the illustrator. So, Philip, you have got us some.
I do. I have a cast autographed book of The Land of Oz, which was actually the sequel to The Wizard of Oz. And it was autographed by Brett Lahr, Frank Morgan, Jack Haley, Margaret Hamilton, Judy Garland, Billy Burke, and Ray Bolger. And it's authenticated. Looks really nice.
That's a lot of good signatures.
It's sold for $8,500 for that. So,
You know, we were talking during the break, about him. Last time we talked about him was the first time I realized that he wrote more than The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
And that there was more than one story about it.
and author too.
And more than one author. Okay, so May the 16th, 1985, Margaret Hamilton passed away, and she was best known for the character she played in The Wizard of Oz. She was the Wicked Witch of the West, and she was also a Sunday school teacher at one time and loved children.
Well, she was confused, wasn't she?
I'm telling you, she was the Wicked Witch and she was a Sunday school teacher. So she was much more than her witch character. She had 121 screen credits over her career.
Wow.
The Wicked Witch of the West iconic hat sold for $208,250 in 2011.
Wow.
So
That's a lot of money for a witch hat.
It's about, it is. It's about time for us to take another break.
No, this is it.
Well, this is it.
We're
As
done.
far as we're going to get.
We're done.
Good Lord, how fast does an hour go by?
There you go.
It's time to follow the Yellow Brick Road, but we'll be back next week from 10 to 11. Let's Talk Antiques is live on Thunder Radio.